Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of 3 Wide. This week the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series was at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 2018 Monster Energy All Star race. Overall this was a good race. After the All Star race has been a debauchery a couple of times, I feel like this was a good step in the right direction to get the All Star race to be pretty good. I see some pros and cons with this package. Now on to the 3 takeaways. Number 1, the All Star Open was the best race. Even with some lackluster All-Star races in the past, it seems like the Open has been one of the better races of the year. I don't know if it's having different drivers battle for the win, if it's different drivers just being able to show their aggressiveness or show how their equipment would work if they were one of the top cars, or just drivers showing off their talent abilities. But this year, the All-Star Open to me was the better race. We saw Alex Bowman get a win after tracking down Eric Almirola and then having to battle Eric Jones. We saw Daniel Suarez winning the second part of it after a nice battle with AJ Allmendinger. And then in the third stage, AJ Allmendinger making crazy passes and getting the win in the third stage to advance to the All-Star race. In the Open, it was very competitive as we saw many guys getting a chance to run up front. We saw Eric Almirola lead, even though he's been one of the better cars this season. AJ Allmendinger got a win, Daniel Suarez got a win, Alex Bowman got a win. Eric Jones showed up, Chase Elliott was battling, Darrell Wallace Jr. did a pit strategy call to get to the front and hung around, and William Byron showed some potential in this race. I feel like the Open gives drivers who normally aren't towards the front or get mired in like the 5th position back and are just forgot about when the leader's running away in the race, a chance to shine, and that was no different this year where the All-Star Open to me was the better race of the two. Number 2. Does nighttime ruin the racing? I feel like this is a problem at more tracks than just Charlotte, but overall in NASCAR it seems like night racing ruins the racing to most, except for the short tracks and the super speedways like Daytona. But to me, I feel like this All-Star race with this package could have been really good in the day as we saw in the Open. Later in the All-Star race, when it was really full night, I didn't see really any drivers getting crazy runs. As we saw in the Open, AJ Allmendinger pulled off some crazy maneuvers to get to the front. Overall, I feel like this is a problem throughout NASCAR, where we have to get the cars to work better at night to produce better racing if we're running them at these bigger tracks. Like last year in Bristol, the racing was good in the night race. But then if you go to places like Kansas and when they used to run nighttime at Texas, people just couldn't pass. And even at Richmond, which is a short track, the nighttime racing doesn't seem to translate there. I just feel like NASCAR needs to work on a better package for night races to get more passing and for the leader not to run away. Whether that's something they have to do with the track, whether it's spraying it, getting a different tire made for night races. I just feel like NASCAR needs to look into how to make night races better again. And number 3. Can this package work anywhere else? As it is after every race where NASCAR makes a new adjustment to the racing package and it produces decent racing, everyone wonders where else could this potentially work. I've seen people say, will this work at Michigan, Pocono, maybe even Texas? The one problem I see with this package working at those tracks is that most of them are pretty much single groove tracks, unlike Charlotte, which has 2 grooves. I feel like some of these pieces from this package could work at those tracks, such as the air ducts. I feel like those could work really well at Pocono and many other tracks on the schedule. I feel like the restrictor plates are not a resolution. When you're just running wide open, it's really hard to get a run. I would like to have seen this package maybe without the restrictor plates, and we'll see if maybe the drivers could have done something on their own without having to get a crazy draft and push from someone from behind. My overall view on this package is NASCAR shouldn't implement this everywhere. Maybe this could just be the All-Star only package with a couple of tweaks here and there throughout the years. But for regular season races, I don't want to see this package at any other tracks. Now on to what to look forward to next week at the Coca-Cola 600. Number 1, will this be a fuel mileage race? As we've seen in the past, this race could turn into a fuel mileage crazy race, such as Austin Dillon last year, Dale Earnhardt Jr. running out of gas off in turn 4 and Kevin Harvick going by him to win, or Casey Mears in 2007. This has me wondering what type of Charlotte race will we get? Will we get like a Truex domination race, or will we get a fuel mileage race, or will we get a comers and goers race? Whatever type of racing we get at Charlotte, hopefully it's a good one. Number 2. Will multi-grooves come into play? As we've seen in the past, Charlotte used to be a multi-groove track where people would run high in turns 3 and 4 and get a run that would shoot them off to produce a good finish. But usually when we get to nighttime at Charlotte, the second groove just goes away and everyone's running the bottom. But as we saw in the All-Star race, it seems like Charlotte is working to get that top groove to work with spraying it, as it's a darker color than the bottom. This has me wondering if the top groove will work. Usually when these tracks spray, they usually spray the bottom, which doesn't really make sense as most cars will just run the bottom as it's been the normal groove throughout the years there. Charlotte took the right steps to me and started to spray the top and didn't spray anything on the bottom where it's 2 completely different colors. But the one problem I think we could potentially see is the rain. As we saw last year where they sprayed the track it rained, and then we just were all back onto the bottom. But then the fuel mileage came into play to produce a decent finish where we got a first-time winner. Now we'll see if the steps that Charlotte took to hopefully produce better racing will hold and will produce better racing this weekend in the Coke 600. Number 3, will we get a first-time winner? Throughout the years at Charlotte, especially in the Coke 600, we've had first-time winners cement their legacies here, including a couple of legends, such as in 61, David Pearson got his first win here. In 1994, Jeff Gordon won. In 1995, Bobby Labonte won. In 2000, Matt Kenseth won. In 2007, Casey Mears got his first win. In 2009, David Ruderman got his first win here at the Coke 600 in a rain-shortened race. And just last year, where Austin Dillon managed his fuel to get a win. Now we'll see if the new crop of drivers that haven't got a win yet, such as Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, William Byron, Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones, or even Darrell Wallace Jr. could get their first career wins here at the Coke 600 this Sunday. And that'll do it this week for 3 Wide. Leave your thoughts about the All-Star race and what you're looking forward to at the Coke 600 in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.